Hi guys. So what I'm going to talk about today is the application process in order to take and even go through the weight loss program. Um, so pretty much what I had to do is I originally went through GBMC because I'd had friends that went through there and their results were awesome. And I tried to go through there and I actually did everything, but I'm a Google person. I like research everything and I love Google. So I wound up going through Google and did all my research and wind up not having the video for the seminar even load up, and I didn't even realize it, and I already answered the questionnaire and I got 21 questions right out of the questionnaire. So right off the bat, if you do your research, the questionnaire is relatively easy. You don't have to really worry about it. So I would highly suggest taking and doing your research first. Now, I'm in the Maryland area, and the Maryland area pretty much requires you to go through the seminar before you can take and be accepted into the weight loss program. Now, my insurance turned around and it said, well, we cover GBMC, but we would rather you go to Johns Hopkins. So I turned around and pretty much did the seminar through Johns Hopkins, which is just you watching this video, and then you wind up taking and getting your application. So your application can be done in three ways, which is basically you can email it, you can fax it, you can mail it. So I did pretty much all three because I was just that excited that I wanted to get that done. So anyway, pretty much I think I talked about protein last time, and I talked about a specific protein, which was, pure protein. Now this is what pure protein looks like. I think I got this at like a Shoppers or something like that. Now, what's really important is to be able to tell what kind of protein that you need to take. All right. Now, there's websites that talk about what kind of protein that you should be taking. Now, the kind of protein that they kind of want you to take is whey protein. You know, they want you to have isolate whey protein. So the only thing that they don't want you to take and have in protein is, you know, they really don't want you having soy in protein because soy has a lot of estrogen in it. And then there is like I can't even think of it, but it begins with a D, and it's basically, it's a cheap protein source. So that's why they give you this huge long list of proteins that you can and can't drink. So, you know, yeah, I think I already showed you guys this is one of the proteins that I drink, and, you know, I really like it. I enjoy the flavor of it, and it's pretty good. So before you even take and do this process, you know, they want you to take and have a record of where you tried to lose weight. Okay, that's first and foremost. You know, you're going to go through this weight loss program, and, you know, that's good because if you're going to take and try to get a letter of medical necessity, you know, you want to have proof that you've been through these weight loss programs. Like I said, I've been through Weight Watchers, I've been through Medifast, I've been through, you know, Atkins, I've been through a ton of them, and they want you to take and they want you to have proof that you've been through that. So your food logs, your weight logs, you know, whatever you need, you know, I would suggest printing them out. When I went through with my doctor didn't ask for anything, you know, and I was kind of surprised because I thought she would want the medical proof that I had attempted to lose weight before going through this weight loss program. And she was pretty much like, you know what, no, that's fine, you know, as long as you said that you went through it. Now, the problem with if you went through Medifast like I did, I went through Medifast for 3 months. Now, Medifast, it's expensive. It's about $330 per month that you take and you decide to do Medifast. So it's like, if I'm going to be paying that much for food, I want to see results. And like I said, I was with them for 3 months, and I think I lost a total of maybe 17 pounds. And, you know, your doctor's going to take it immediately, say, oh no, well that's healthy. And it's kind of like, not when I'm severely obese. And it's like, because most times when you're severely obese, you know, your weight's going to take and just go like that. And that's how most people go, because a lot of people, they're only on Medifast for 6 to 9 months. So it's kind of like, if I don't lose a whole bunch of weight in the first 3 months, that kind of means it's not working for me. So it's pretty much, they want you to have proof that you're doing all that they want you start taking protein before you even take and you even consider going through this weight loss program. Okay, if you're taking protein, that's smart on you because you're preparing your body, and they kind of want you to take and be on a vitamin. So I mean, it's smart if you are taking a vitamin, just a regular everyday multivitamin. So just continue to take a vitamin like that, and as long as you're still taking and trying to do something to lose weight. Now, some insurances require that you have to lose a certain amount of weight before you actually go through this process. So it's like when you're in this weight loss class or when you're in your nutrition classes, the nutritionist says something that even though you might not, I'm only saying might, you might not have a weight that you have to lose, not a set weight. But your nutritionist pretty much wants you to lose 10 to 12 pounds. Insurance doesn't require that 10 to 12 pounds, but your nutritionist does. Now, the only other thing is that your insurance might require you to lose about 5% of your body fat, or 5% of what you weigh right now, which is, for me, that was about 12 pounds. So, I mean, your insurance might require that of you. See, I didn't have that requirement, but I made sure I lost that anyway, just because I wanted to. And I made sure I did that. So for me, it hasn't been just a smorgasbord of being able to eat whatever I want and being cool with it, because that's not how I am. So pretty much your insurance might require that of you. And also your insurance might require you to take several classes. God, I gotta sneeze. It's gone. So your insurance might require you to have to take and attend some of these meetings. Now, these meetings, they were actually pretty helpful. Like I said, originally I was trying to keep everything under wraps and trying not to let people know that I was getting ready to do this. I really didn't want a lot of my coworkers knowing, because I just don't like people being in my business. I really just hate people being in my business. But it was like after my blood results came back, because like I said, I'm in my final steps. After my blood tests came back and they're saying that I was as unhealthy as I was, I felt the need to start talking about it, and maybe somebody would see somebody that's going through it, and maybe it would inspire some people to want to take and do it. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe somebody who's like, oh well, I'm not that bad, but I'm considering it, that this would just be some of the things that you are going to be going through to do this. So anyhow, these group meetings, they're relatively helpful. Now, my insurance required that I had to take one, but some insurances require that you take several of them, and some insurances take and want you to continue seeing these groups afterwards, so you can take and you're staying on task. Now, that's the biggest thing they want you to do, is they want you to stay on task, because insurance isn't going to want to pay for this $13,000 surgery just to have you go back and eat the shit that you were eating before you got the surgery. Now, I know I touched on lap band a little bit, but that's kind of why people were having issues with lap band, because they were figuring out a way to get around lap band. And it was, they were able to chew a certain amount, and they were able to still eat the same way that they were before. I had a girlfriend who had gotten lap band, and pretty much it was, she was proud of herself for doing it, but she never got in that green zone, and she was still just eating absolute shit. And it was like, I remember me and her had went out to lunch, and it's like, here, I've got this little salad where I'm trying to watch what I eat, and she ordered like an appetizer, she ordered soup, and then she ordered like a hamburger or something like that. And it's kind of like, when you eat like that after surgery, you're just making your insurance realize they made a mistake. And when you get the weight back, you're going to take and go through this process all over again, and then they're going to take and be like, no, we require where you were before you took and you got to this point. And, because I'd had another friend that went through that he had his insurance, or he was going through his insurance, and then he lost his insurance. And he had already been almost through the program before he lost his insurance. And it was after he took and he got out of the nutrition classes, he just started eating shit again. And then he gained all the weight back that he had lost. And then insurance turned around and said, we want you to be back to the weight that you were when you were going through the classes. So that could very well happen. And it's like, this is stuff that you've got to realize before you take and you go through this program. This isn't just something that you can just go through and like, oh, I'm skinny. No, this is work. You've got to continually work at it. Continually. And I was talking to somebody else. I know, I'm sorry, I keep going back to I was talking to somebody else. And, this person, they had their surgeries just a few short months ago, and, they like, from what I'm hearing is that they're not eating right. And it's kind of like, this isn't just something that you can just get that is a quick fix. You have got to continually work at this. You don't be stupid and completely screw yourself up. Do you know what I mean? Don't screw yourself up. You know? You just got a huge chunk of your stomach taken out, or you had to take and have your stomach rerouted. Why are you going to screw this up? Do you understand that? Like, I'm baffled by it, because like I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I am gonna lose a huge portion of my stomach in a few short months. And it's like I'm constantly wondering, am I gonna feel different afterwards? Well, I know I'm gonna hurt after surgery, but it's like, am I gonna feel lighter just by not having that huge portion of my stomach? You know? And I think about stuff like that because this is a huge step. This isn't something that should be taken lightly. This isn't something where it's like, okay, well, I've discovered that if I chew enough, I can still eat all the junk I want to eat. That's not healthy for you. That's not good for you. And, it's like I was explaining to my mother that when you go through this and you do this, this is just a tool. This isn't just a quick fix. This is a tool. This takes and this makes you have to make better choices. Because if you're eating a hamburger and, yeah, you get that little bit of protein out of that hamburger, but you're eating this shit, and that could take place of the healthy, good vitamins that you need. That could take place of chicken and kale. And it's kind of like, that's probably what you should be eating. You should be making that better choice instead of eating that hamburger. Because while, yeah, the hamburger tastes awesome, it's not good for you. Okay? Because it's chocked full of the carbs, and it's chocked full of, like, just the fats and everything. So it's something that you need to take, and you need to realize that you need to be more aware of what you're eating. So rather than eating junk, you need to take and fill yourself with the good stuff that's going to take and keep you healthier. So if you don't do that, there's a huge chance that you could start losing your hair or your teeth or whatever else, because your body needs certain things to just function. And if you're not getting those certain things, it's going to break down on you. So it's going to be, why did you even do this? Why did you want to do this if you're just going to take and eat shitty again? So it's constantly, that struggle. And it's like, I went to one of these meetings and it was like, okay, well, there's a lot of information to take in, but there was a girl that was sitting in front of me, and she had the sleeve, and, like, she was still a relatively big woman. Well, she was going to go through the program again because she had the sleeve, but she was still eating the same bad stuff. So then they were going through and they were going to take and do the gastric bypass on her instead. And it's just like, why did you waste your time? So this is something you really need to think about if this is something you want to do. But I think that's all the time I'm going to give this. I'm probably going to put out I'm another video very soon, and it's pretty much just going to be about, my reactions to dear fat people. Okay? So I hope to see you guys soon, and I will try to make one again today just for dear fat people if you're interested in watching that. Bye!